Title: The Whispers of Alderwood Manor. In the twilight hours, when dusk draped over the world in thick veils of indigo, Alderwood Manor stood silhouetted against an ancient forest. Its gabled roof cut sharply into the sky, shadows spilling down its weather-beaten stone like the dripping ink of a forgotten story. Vines twisted around its crumbling facade, creeping like spectral fingers, eager to reclaim what humans had shattered. A chill lingered in the air, as if time itself held its breath. Eva Hartley, an intrepid historian with a penchant for the forgotten, parked her rusted van at the foot of the overgrown path leading to the manor. The wind coursed through the trees, whispering secrets in her ear, tales of loneliness and despair woven into the very fabric of the night. She shuddered, not from the supernatural, but from the palpable weight of anticipation settling deep in her bones. Pushing the creaking gate open, an anguished groan echoed through the stillness, as if the manor awakened from a century-long slumber. Eva's heart raced, excitement and trepidation mixing like paint on a palette. Stepping into the grounds, she felt the air thicken with the ghosts of the past. Broken statues loomed amidst the flora, their stony expressions frozen in a grimace, watching her in mute judgment. The front door loomed ahead, a gaping black maw, where shadows tangled like lost spirits. The door creaked reluctantly, revealing an entryway swallowed by darkness, the air ripe with the scent of mildew and decay. She flicked on her flashlight, the beam slicing through the gloom, illuminating the once grand foyer. Dust motes swirled in the light, suspended like ephemera in a forgotten timeline. Rosy velvet wallpaper curled at the edges, revealing patches of faded gold beneath, remnants of opulence long abandoned. The grand chandelier hung precariously overhead, a spider's web cradling its once flickering candles. As she stepped cautiously inside, she could almost hear the echoes of laughter from times long past, but beneath that mirth was an undercurrent of grief that seemed to vibrate through the air. Her heart beat in rhythm with the earlier whispers as she climbed the grand staircase, each footfall resonating like a silent drum. The polished banister felt cool under her touch as she ascended, revealing a corridor cloaked in darkness. Along the walls hung portraits of past residents, their eyes following her with an unsettling awareness. One portrait, in particular, caught her gaze, a woman in a flowing white gown, her expression a fusion of sorrow and longing. As Eva approached, the air shifted, chilling her to the bone. The woman in the painting was not just an image, it was an invocation of haunting energy. She could almost hear a soft voice, faint as the rustle of leaves, calling for help. It wrapped around her consciousness like tendrils of smoke, burrowing deep into her psyche. Driven by curiosity and an inexplicable connection, Eva continued through the hall until she reached a door half hidden in the shadows. With a gentle push, it swung open, revealing a room caught in the haunting embrace of time. Sunlight struggled to penetrate through the broken panes, casting jagged patterns of light and shadow across a dusty floor. In the center, a grand piano sat forlornly, its keys untouched, like a melancholic soul waiting for a song to resurrect its memory. As she stepped closer, she could feel the weight of an unseen presence, thick and palpable. In that moment, the air shimmered, and she felt a brush of ice along her arm, a presence brushing against her skin, intimate, yet distant. With an urge she couldn't articulate, Eva pressed a finger down on one of the piano keys. The note that rang out was hollow and dissonant, echoing against the walls, like a sigh from the manor itself. The moment the sound dissipated, something stirred from the depths of the shadows. The unmistakable scent of jasmine filled the air, its fragrance both intoxicating and laced with desperation. As the jasmine drifted, the ghostly figure of the woman from the painting emerged, ethereal and sorrowful. Her eyes held a lake of memories, and her expression, one of longing, pierced through to Eva's very core. In the silence, words danced unspoken between them. The ghost raised a delicate finger, beckoning Eva closer, pleading for her to understand. With uncertainty bubbling in the pit of her stomach, Eva stepped back, only to trip on a frayed rug and stumble. As her palms hit the floor, she found a hidden compartment beneath the piano, a dusty diary waiting to divulge its secrets. A sigh escaped her lips, echoing the heartache in the air. Gingerly, she pried it open, each page revealing fragments of a life once lived, a love tragically extinguished. Hours slipped by as Eva's fingers traced the faded ink, unraveling the life of the woman, a tale of lost love, betrayal, and the ultimate sacrifice made in the name of devotion. The ghost hovered nearby, a silent sentry, urging her to find closure not just for the living, but for the soul eternally tethered to this forsaken abode. As the last rays of sunlight surrendered to the night, the temperature dropped precipitously. The shadows lengthened, and Eva felt the manor around her shift with a resigned breath. She had to exorcise the sorrow held captive within these walls. Channeling her energy into the words she'd uncovered, she read aloud, her voice breaking the heavy mist hanging in the air. With every syllable, she could feel the spirit's anguish unclenching, the room growing lighter as if the very shadows were retreating. Finally, at the climax of the tale, with the final word spoken, a cathartic wind swept across the room. The fragrance of jasmine grew more intense, swirling in a euphoric dance, enveloping Eva and the ghost in a warm embrace. In that moment of transcendent release, the spectral figure smiled, her sorrow dissipating like fog in the morning light. With a final whispered thanks, she began to dissolve, merging into a wispy silhouette, an amalgamation of warmth and light, like a bittersweet dream slipping through one's fingers. Eva stepped back, breathless, left alone yet entwined with the echoes of a love that transcended time. As the first stars winked into existence, the manor exhaled in relief, liberated from its tragic past. In the stillness that followed, the weight of history felt lighter, the whispers now transformed into soft lullabies, guiding those who would come after. The manse,